Hello, this is Victor at historymercedes.com, and this is a video for Vadim in California, and also general video about V12 oil leaks. There's a common problem on these cars. This is 600 SEL right here, and I'm doing the water pump, but of course there will be these oil leaks that many people confuse these leaks with crankshaft seal, front crankshaft seal, or oil pan, but it's not that. It's a common problem. You can read about it in the WIS, and also that breather pipe. I made videos about that, but we're not going down deep in there because breather pipe seems to be still intact. It's for emissions, and it's 92. Check engine won't come on, and none of them will throw check engine light if they go bad. But the problem here is the seal between upper chain cover and cylinder block on both sides. It's a similar problem as on a 6-cylinder inline sixes. The seal goes around here because essentially this engine was based on 2 inline sixes, and pretty much the seal is the same way as inline 6. So here it is. As you can see, this bunch of oil here. Here's the little seal right here in between the block. There is junction point there, and then we go over, and then we have most leak coming from that very little corner. As you can see, there's a little bit of silicone over there, pretty much tarred already. So it's not from this bolt right here, this is just removed. It's from that very area. You can clearly see oil in that corner, and that's that little seal. Obviously I'm not doing it right now, but I'm gonna slow it down. I'm gonna reseal whatever I can from the outside. I'm gonna clean all this mess. It's more difficult on this side because you can barely get to that. You can barely get to that very area deep in there. To do this job, you gotta do a lot of disassembly plus other parts to be replaced. Let me see if I can catch the shot from, and I guess that's the best I can do. Something like that. I mean, it's too close for camera, but you get the idea. Still have lots of fresh oil there. Some leak more, some leak less, but this is where it's coming from. So this is not the crankshaft seal, this is that. So right now I'm gonna clean the areas. I'm gonna silicone on the outside. It'll slow it down, and if need be later on when doing the breathers, then the breather pipe, then at that point I would totally replace those seals. Even when you replace it, they don't last forever, 10 years if that. Then they will start leaking again. But again, to get to those very seals, these front covers have to come out. These are big covers, and to get those covers off, intake, fuel rail, power steering, injectors, valve covers, throttle bodies, obviously, intake, all the vacuum hoses, piping, fuel lines, whatever's on the switchover valves, CGR valves, caps, rotors, of course, covers for caps, rotors. And once you lift valve covers, finally you get to these covers. Then you also have to silicone cover around, and then while you're at it, you're gonna do the breather pipe underneath. And doing the breather pipe requires removal of the flanges. Flanges need to be updated to aluminum ones. Only in Germany, if they still have them. I don't know if they do, but I bought last set in Germany, and that was last year or this year, beginning of the year. But anyway, that, some O-rings here and there, while at it, maybe water pump, and I think that's about it. Yeah, but that last time oh yeah, there's a little bit of seal that goes around this bypass. This is where chain goes, right here. This is the chain that goes from one side to another on top, and on the bottom it's obviously on the crank, but on top, from one cylinder head to another, it runs over here. There's a little bit of a chain rail and then the seals on these two, there's like U-shaped seals. You know, it's like opening a can of worms, and you obviously have to clean everything thoroughly and then put a little silicone at the edges and hope for the best. Big job. Last time I did it, it took me 4 days, but I did it nice and slow. I let silicone sit. It was my own car, so I did it like, it probably could be done faster, of course, but I cleaned up some other areas. I cleaned the intake manifold and whatever. It took me 4 days. I had silicone set very nicely and whatnot. So yeah, that, because when I do something like that, then I do lots of different cleaning jobs and polish the valve covers surfaces by hand. It's that's how I usually do it. I just don't take it off and put it back on and then just hope it's not gonna leak. No. Yeah, I pressure wash the engine and all that good stuff. So here I'm gonna clean it as is because I'm not doing this job. I'm just gonna put some silicone around and we'll slow it down. For how long, we'll see, but obviously it's gonna be way better than the way it is right now. And once this job is gonna be called to do, then obviously silicone will be cleaned off anyway. So it doesn't really matter if I'm gonna put it on the outside because it will be on the outside. But it'll help to slow it down and maybe even stop it. But again, for how long, we don't know. I have original Mercedes silicone that I'm gonna use, and we'll call it a day. All right, so this is the famous, whatever you want to call it, oil leak from these upper chain covers between the block and the chain cover itself, front chain cover. Actually, upper chain covers on cylinder sets. This is the chain cover here. This is the main cover, right? This is where the main guides are, but we're talking about upper cylinder head chain cover, not the main chain cover. Don't confuse the two because that's a totally different job. We're talking about that. So upper chain cover connects to, it seals from the main chain cover. I should have said that before, I guess, not the engine cylinder head. Right, so this is basically it. So yeah, I guess that will be all for now. So I'm gonna have to wrap this all up and start cleaning it and sealing it, and then do the water pump after all. All right, so this is it for me. This is Victor at RestoreYourMercedes.com. Thank you for watching.